Glitches. Supercell's worst nightmare, but every player's dream. Well, sometimes, I don't know. Maybe not the ones that make you lose, but every now and then there's a glitch better than the update. Fun to mess around with. Today, I compiled some of the craziest glitches in Clash Royale's history, and boy is there a lot of them. With that being said, expect this to be a billion-part series. If you guys are interested, I don't know, just let me know down below. There's just too much to talk about. Anyways, let's get right into it.
Let's do this.
Let's start things off with one of the craziest ones. There's no specific order in this video, so I'm just gonna go wild here. In September of 2018, players noticed that something was off about the Clan War leaderboards. Clans were breaking insane records literally overnight. I'm talking over 90,000 trophies. How? Well, this was due to a glitch where if the clan war happened to end at the same time as the glitch was going on, it would repeat the results including the trophies won and the rewards. If the clan lost trophies in that war, it would keep deducting trophies until the clan had 0. Imagine waking up one day and your clan is at 0 trophies. But if you won, you guessed it, it would just keep giving the clan the trophies won. That's how some clans got up so high. It doesn't end there though. The clan rewards, as I mentioned, also kept repeating. If you were online while the glitch was happening, you could simply keep redeeming the pouches. It was like an infinite money glitch. Now the cause for this was likely due to the update that had dropped a couple days before this happened. The tokens update. Now, if this sounds unfair, it does. The day after, Supercell reverted all of the changes, good, and everything was back to normal. People who abused the glitch could finally touch grass. I don't even know how to describe this next one. It happened when you, here, just look at it. Yeah, this was caused by cloning a goblin drill at a very specific time. And you know you did it correctly when this would happen. What even is that? Looks like the clone drill is possessed. It's moving all weird, following the troops like, what? Now the cloned goblin drill was basically useless though. It didn't actually lead to anyone having an advantage or a disadvantage. It was just one of those cool bugs. It did no damage and it seemed like it died on one hit or probably by itself. I can't even tell. Still, I think it's both hilarious and creepy at the same time. Alright, now to this Executioner glitch from way back when. Around the time the Executioner was still a fairly new card, there was this bug that made the Executioner's weapon act up. It was acting a little funny. Sometimes, when throwing his axe, it would, well, not come back. Yeah, it's pretty funny, not gonna lie. The axe would kind of freeze up in a spot and then just yeet itself out of the map. Sometimes this even caused key towers to be activated, like half across the map. It seemed like the only time this would happen though is when the Executioner had to turn around and throw his axe. If you notice in every one of these clips, he's throwing the axe at a weird angle. That probably caused the axe to get confused on where it should return. Now, this wasn't that game breaking, like it probably caused a couple people to lose a match here and there, but it wasn't that big of a deal. Still though, it was very strange. Alright, so can you hit a king tower with a log? I'm pretty sure all of you are thinking no, unless we're talking about the bomb tower and log glitch. I remember trying this in a Mythbusters episode, and I'm not sure if it's been fixed or not, but God, I hope so. That was like 2 years ago. So basically what happened was if the enemy had a bomb tower right in front of the king tower, you could log the bomb tower and somehow that log would hit the king tower, activating it in the process. Imagine the dude who discovered this, it must have been something like this. Anyways, my theory is that the bomb tower was acting as a connection for the log. Even though it didn't hit the king tower, if it hit the bomb tower, it also hits the king tower. It's like a package deal. This one was definitely a weird one. Moving on, we have a glitch that caused balloons to go faster than they did with a rage, which sounds insane, and it is. So in 2020, the Royal Ghost and the Battle Healer were getting a new mechanic called hovering. I don't know if it ever came out in the live game or if it was just in the developer build, but if there was a Royal Ghost behind a balloon, it would push it forward, making it connect to the tower way faster. This also worked for Inferno Dragons, making them melt towers faster than the game died after Clan Wars 2.0. Sorry, I didn't mean to roast the game that hard. Anyways, like I said, I don't know if this ever made it to the live game, but I figured I'd mention it because it was pretty crazy. The balloon already goes fast enough, we don't need any of that. By far one of the most game-breaking glitches in Clash Royale history is this next one. A glitch that allowed you to bring one card. Like, hey yo! Because you could bring one card, your deck would cycle that one single card. So you can already imagine the crazy things people try to do. Only witches, miners, tombstones, tornado. Like what? They don't even... Never mind. Obviously this was terrible for the game. Pretty funny, but if you've ever been bullied by OJ using 50 miners,
more miners!
You'd understand. Now, I don't exactly understand how this was accomplished, but I found this video on Twitter by another content creator showing how it's done. This glitch allowed a lot of other weird things to kind of break. For example, if you bought a mirror, since the clone increases the cost of the card it's gonna deploy, it kept increasing the cost of that one card, so you could make skeletons cost 10 elixir. It was crazy. It's very unclear when this was fixed, as I found videos about it in very different dates. Either Supercell is having a hard time patching it for good, or people are really good at finding glitches. Maybe both. It wouldn't be a list of the craziest glitches ever unless we included one of the most OP glitches ever. I'm speaking of the Ice Golem X-Bow glitch. So basically, if your enemy had an X-Bow and then they deployed an Ice Golem right behind it, and you just so happened to rocket that combination, well, you were in for a fun surprise. The Ice Golem would die, but the X-Bow somehow survived. What? Later on, people found out that this had nothing to do with the X-Bow, and it was the Ice Golem all along, shielding anything the rocket hit. And that's when things went south. If you thought your enemy would rocket your troops, you simply had to keep an Ice Golem handy and drop it right before the rocket hit. When it spawned its frost effect, after it was taken out, anything in that frost radius became invincible to all spells. It was pretty terrible, because the second people found out you could do this easily, then everyone started doing it. Well, at least the people who knew. Luckily, it was fixed, and it was all forgotten about. But I did not forget the trauma of that person that I beat using this glitch. Nah, I'm kidding, I didn't use a glitch. Moving on. The trash can on wheels. I always found it annoying because unless you had a hard counter or at least something to reset it, your tower's gone. Forget about it. And the recharge isn't even that long. Well, how about a glitch that removed that recharge altogether? Hell no. It sounds like a nightmare, and it is. Or was. This used to happen sometime in June of 2017, I believe. The Sparky would literally just forget the fact that it had to recharge and shoot 2 consecutive shots, sometimes even 3. But I don't have gameplay of that, so here's a picture of how that felt like. Luckily, this was not the next Sparky buff. It was just a glitch, and it was eventually fixed. But even before this glitch, there was another one where the Sparky did the exact same thing when she was under rage. And another time when the Sparky would shoot half across the map. I can't make this stuff up, man. I'm so glad there's gameplay, even if it was filmed on a potato. Anyways, nowadays, these bugs and glitches have been ironed out. The Sparky is a pretty stable card, but I still hate it. Alright, this next glitch is just a visual glitch, but I wanted to mention it anyways because I thought it was pretty hilarious. If you had a card in multiple decks and switch between those decks very, very fast, the card would begin to expand until it was a ginormous card, taking up like half the screen. My humor must be pretty broken because I laugh at anything. But anyways, it was worth a mention. Let's move on. Alright, this next one involves using the Royal Recruits in Touchdown, and it was kind of game breaking, at least for Touchdown. Basically, you would place buildings down, like a lot of them, and then once you tried to place the Royal Recruits literally anywhere in the arena, the Royal Recruits would glitch right into the Touchdown line, essentially giving you a free point. The worst part about it, this was pretty easy to do. Depending on what cards your enemy had, it was quite easy to put down this amount of buildings and the Royal Recruits before the enemy could even score. Now, this also worked in regular games, but it wasn't much of an issue there because getting this amount of buildings on your side without getting destroyed was hard unless you were in a friendly match. But yeah, it kind of broke Touchdown for a little bit there. If you thought that was crazy though, check out this next touchdown glitch using the Goblin Giant. It's very similar to the one I just showed you, but this was way easier and you literally didn't have to do anything. You would play your Goblin Giant like any other match, but there was a common glitch going around at the time that made the Goblin Giant extremely OP. If the Goblin Giant reached the touchdown line, you know how troops die when the round is over, they kind of explode into elixir? Well, that didn't happen with the Goblin Giant's goblins. So when the next round started, the goblins that didn't die would go straight to the touchdown line and win the match again. Basically, by using the Goblin Giant, you basically got yourself a guaranteed 2 wins if the Goblin Giant reached the touchdown line. That's no surprise though, because touchdown has had some of the weirdest glitches in the game's history. So guys, I'm gonna leave things here. As I mentioned in the beginning of the video, there's actually a very long list of the craziest glitches. I could probably go on for multiple episodes. Just let me know if you guys want to see a part 2 to this. I know I make a new series like every month, but trust me, there's more crazy glitches you'll want to hear. Anyways, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, thanks for watching. Have a gaming outs. Peace!